Welcome again to our fifth episode of Coffee with a Side of Healing. Again, I'm very grateful to have you all here today. Um, it's a wonderful moment we're having in time where we're able to produce another episode of this podcast with this great team that I have here, Mr. Ricardo, Miss Alicia, and Miss Erica, and also our great guest who we'll be having on today. And we will be talking about peer ran groups and some of the resources our community members or peers provide to the community. With that said, I did want to do a little bit of popcorn and allow my coworkers and the rest of the team to introduce themselves. And let's see, we're gonna randomly select from the spinning wheel of popcorn. And I'm gonna choose la señorita Modesta Pulido.
Sí, mi nombre es Modesta Pulido. Tengo mi familia. Soy madre de 7 hijos y 4 nietos, 7 children and 4 grandkids. At this moment, I'm here in my house, taking a break, but I'm willing to continue my life, like everybody else. But so far, enjoying myself right now. Kind of like vacation time. So I'm so happy you guys give me the invitation to be here and in past cuts. I'm forward to answer your questions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Modesta. And who would you like to popcorn today?
I would like to popcorn Erica.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Like Melissa said, it's so nice to have everyone here at this podcast, and we're all here on vacation, trying to support everyone, right? So I'm one of the co-chairs for the Great Salt 7, and I'm hoping that everyone will enjoy the podcast today, and you want to replay it one more time. So I'm gonna popcorn my counterpart, Mr. Rick Pulido.
All right. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. Rick Polito here from the Salt 7 co-chair, as my partner Erica said. I am just so delighted and happy to be here with all of you. It's always special when we could do a podcast here for Salt 7. And I hope you will share it with other friends and tell other providers, family members, whoever, to please check it out, because it's very dynamic. And I want to say thank you to everybody and take care. Thank you. And I'll popcorn to Yvonne.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Yvonne Sandoval. I have 3 children, an extra daughter, 2 grandsons, and a granddaughter that's barely 6. I've been super happy that I have entered this, and I'm just really glad to be here. I am also part of the Great Salt 7 meeting, and I've just been voted in co-chair. So I'm really excited, and I am just through the roof. So thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yvonne. And who would you like to popcorn?
Oh, okay. Claudia.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Claudia Gasso. I am a peer support a specialist, like Yvonne say. I also promotora, a work worker, mother of 1 son, and like I try to be the most possible a human being, because everybody say, "Oh, I am," but the most title for me is a human being.
Thank you, Claudia.
And I popped on to Alicia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Llamas. I am the Outreach and Engagement Coordinator y parte de este equipo del podcast. Y muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Alicia. And go ahead.
No, I think that's it, right? I don't get to popcorn anybody.
Well, I don't think I introduced myself. I think I forgot. So my
Go
name's Jaime
ahead. I'm going to
Gomez.
popcorn you.
With Service Area 7 Administration, and I'm part of Alicia's team. I work with all these wonderful people here, and I'm very grateful to be here.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I've known these Modesta and Pulido when I started with the county back in 2012, and I'm had the pleasure of meeting Yvonne if through the SALT 7 meeting that she attends and now is a coach. Congratulations, Ms. Yvonne. And it's just wonderful. They bring so much experience and so much uh, of their stories, of lived experience and how they so wonderfully go out into the community, sometimes expecting nothing in return, going out there volunteering and helping our community members who are in need of mental health services. And so we brought these wonderful ladies here today so they can kind of tell us when you got started doing peer run support groups and why, and maybe even tell us a little bit about what a peer is. So anybody want to take this question?
Don't get shy.
Ah, Modesta,
La valiente de Modesta.
good
Um,
for you.
yeah, well, I started groups long time ago, since 1996. And I told
Wow.
my husband, I'm going to have to say this because it's in my heart, it's in my mind, and the experience I got from San Filomena Church and my church in the city of Carson. I started with Pastoral Council, and one of the branches was Social Justice Ministry. And then after that, I started going through the mental health because my children, they start getting mental health. What can I say, conditions. And then what I'm feeling is that I find NAMI is one of the organizations, nationally, and through NAMI support groups, in classes, I started learning that it was very strong need for me to start, in this group. So NAMI was one of the most important groups in my life until right now. So I feel like it's been neat for my family to learn more about mental health. So with that, I went through the class first. Then after that, they invite me to go to be a state training at Washington D.C. And I couldn't believe it because I think it was a blessing for me to take it. And I told my husband, you know what? I really wanted to do this. I feel the anxious to share, the passion to share what are really we're going through our family. And I think the family, they will be very very educated about this. So he talked to me and said, yes, baby, go for it, and I went to Washington, D.C. to get a state training. And then I became a state trainer in 2010. And since then, I'm still training, um, some through my NAMI group. So into right now, I feel like the need and also for families to learn what it means mental health, and I give classes also to locally, you know, any place they asking us to do the class. So classes to family, the in the Spanish community has been growing so much, so I've been going
Right.
to that. Also, I went to Promotoras, DMH, and in DMH it was very, very strong experience I had because at that time it was no promotoras at all in the county. So Alicia knows what I'm talking about. Promotores groups is the most strongest right now in LA County, giving the support for families with mental illness. So we are very I'm very pleased to be part of that too. Right now, I'm taking my time and I taking vacation time because my family concerns. But maybe I can think about it one day. I will go back again. And
Okay, thank you, Modesta. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
thank you.
Anyone else want to answer that? Yvonne?
Okay. I guess I've been doing this for a long time.
Another one for a long time.
Long time. I didn't
When we say
even
long
know.
time, more than 10, right?
Yeah, yeah. And somebody said to me, they go, "Oh my God, you sound like a philosopher." And I go, "Stop." But I I realized I've been trying to share what I did know, and what I did know then is not what I know now, because now I feel more empowered. I have more uh, tools in the bag or on the top of my head, all because of Project Return and NAMI. Okay. And I see it that it's a wholeness of wellness, because as you continue to ask the questions, you will see what two groups I do have. But I, most of the time when I finish with someone or a group, I kid you not, I have to sit back and kind of reassess what just went on, or just kind of like try and come down from cloud nine, because I feel so thrilled what I have just done. And it's not just me either, because it's when there's trust and just this camaraderie with everybody, and it's just amazing, amazing what people will share. And it doesn't have to be so deep that, it's stuff that, oh, they've never told anybody. But just the fact that we're all in this, it doesn't matter their experience, my experience, the other person, just the fact that they are truly sharing, and that story of someone else is helping me, and my story is helping, and it's like in the whole circle. If there's even three people in the circle, it is helping each other, because all
Mhm.
you got to do is hear one word and it's on, and it can transform anybody. So I think I've answered that question.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. I think Claudia, you want to tackle the question as well?
Like Modesta and Ibon say, I do it support group long time, like long time ago, like maybe 2008. And I remember when I somebody invited me to Sacramento from peer project or something like that. And when I uh, take to the bus, and everybody is like, "Oh, I'm up here." Like, wait a minute. And I think that, wait a minute, this is my family, the family I want to share my condition, my crazy illness, like no shame, right? It's like, oh, I have a mirror and I see everybody, and everybody say me no hiding about my, my people say my,
Mhm.
but I don't wanna say my crazy. I wanna say my gift. So
Your gift. Very nice. Yes.
my gift. That's wanna start the support group in 2008, and there's I really experiment a lot gift for the people.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else want to tackle next question?
Mention that like I feel all the passion and all the love that you all ladies have put into everything that you guys have done, and it's been many years of consistency. And as I'm hearing you all talk, it's never been a hard task to tackle, or like Yvonne said, like you just do it because it just becomes. And then it seems like you ladies have like past like a big old path through like a hiking trail, and then you look back and you're like, oh my god, we're on the top of the mountain. But it's just been such a pleasure, and I notice all the motivation that you guys have and all the love. Like you could feel it as I'm being here part of the podcast, and I'm hoping that everyone that is listening to it can also feel that, because se siente. So I just wanted to know, because it's been like so many years, just like Alicia said, Bolivia, that so many years mean 10 years and plus. What has been some of the barriers that you have encountered in like the early stages of your group, like when you guys were starting? Because I think that it's getting to a point that now it's been molded, right? The group is there, but at the beginning it's a little bit difficult because you have to like provide that vision, and at times other people do not see our vision. So, what are some of the barriers that you all ladies have come across. And I don't know who wants to go first. Oh, okay. Melissa?
Yeah. Well, I noticed that through our experiences, the biggest, I always said, oh, I still feel like I need more time, you know, more time to accomplish what I'm saying or what I'm sharing or what I make the people feel about our experiences. Um, a lot of barriers. I know that it's a lack of participation, especially men. The men all the time, just is one or two in the groups, no, never is like a more men than women, it's always the men. And I see that especially also the a lot of favoritism, sometimes in the groups. Oh, because I like this person, you look more for that person than the others, so they makes difference, like that. Also, the other barrier is that too much control, and the groups, they because some people they need more attention than others, and the one that they have the control, it says, oh, you not, let me take care of this, and sometimes you lack of the participation and that size, and people don't come back, they feel like left out. Another thing, I feel like, the people sometimes they feel discriminated also, especially in our cultures, different cultures, ethnic groups. And the most thing I feel like, in counting, well, is the cultural part is very important, because sometimes in a Latino or on the ethnic groups, they wanted to be accepted, everybody the same, and unfortunately sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Okay, so thank you.
That was really great. Yvonne, you had your hand up?
Um, I think it was self-sabotage and a little scared. I go, oh my God, what if nobody shows up?
Yeah.
And truly the original thought was, I had also, I believe I had entered courses in miracles, and I had also started circling in the indigenous circles. And when I saw that they were starting, well, they already were holding talking circles. And then I said, I'm not gonna tell them that I've done this certificate with Project Return, because that doesn't match. How am I gonna, how? And finally, I had this open conversation with the one that hosted Talking Circles, and she said, "Oh my God, Yvonne, you're in the right place." And until she said it, I said to myself, "Oh my God, yes, I am." See, sometimes it takes somebody else to see it or make you come out of that shell, that little bitty shell, because I don't really have a big shy shell. But that was that. And the other part, there was glitches in the system from my organization. And once I was really on to have the next Zoom, my second Zoom, I'm like, oh my God, why can't they get that together? So there was a little bit of a technicalities, and it's been on ever since. So, step by step. Okay, no, inch by inch and step by step. And now it's like I'm just swimming in it. So that's my answer. Thank you.
About overcoming it. And my God, great answers. Clyde, you want to let us know some of the barriers you came across?
Yeah, because when I start, I am thinking about a bit of mother or everyone. So I have my support groups in Placita Alvera. Placita Alvera, a lot of homeless, and every time when I have my group, I make a lot of sandwich and a lot of like, you know, every day I give it like towels and cobijas, and that's just one of the berries. Another berries is like the matriarcado, the old ladies, or just it's this is my way, and I try to
Old fashioned.
like old fashioned. Thank you, Modesta, and I try to no, you know what, the old fashioned this. It's not
That's
work anymore for
Mhm.
his friends. So that's one of my reasons and efforts when I start the support groups.
Wow. A lot of overcoming, Jaime. A lot of overcoming for for them to have the group that they are right now.
Yeah, it's a interesting to listen to everything you're sharing with me. So I'll share with you guys. I used to run groups a long time ago. When I first started in this field, I used to run groups. And again, another thing about me, I've been playing music since I was 9 years old. I play guitar, drums, I do all kind of music. So some of my favorite groups to run were music groups and art groups. I used to get such a kick out of like teaching people how to draw. And I would do like a group where it was like a little art class, but I would let a person in my group identify a subject matter that they wanted me to teach them how to draw, and I would teach that whole group how to draw that subject matter. But that was kind of my favorite point of running groups, is really feeling like an accomplishment after I was done, like, seeing the community members or peers faces, like when we were done with that session. It was super cool for me. It helped me feel really good about myself. So I kind of want to ask you all that same question. What is your favorite group that you have had to facilitate? What is like one of those groups that you're like, man, I can do this all day. Like that is my favorite group. Um, but this time I'm gonna start with Claudia. I want to pick on you, Claudia. What's your favorite group that you wanted to facilitate or that you enjoy facilitating the most?
My favorite support groups is when I have uh all kind of people like old ones, Jans, like abuelitos. Yes, I like to play the role model when grandmothers attend to the group. Oh, you know what, my da, da, da. Oh, you know what? Use my person to fix the problem or the same. This is my favorite group is when you connect with the young people, the oldest people. This is my favorite because you are in the middle. So and then you embrace the
Yeah.
whole family, the community. This is my favorite.
The connection, right? And feeling that connection to the community. I think, I have a very crude way of speaking, but I always say things like, that's how I know we're not robots, right? Or like, I tell people, expect me to make a mistake because I'm human and humans make
Mhm.
mistakes. Miss Yvonne, do you want to go next?
I have two groups. My favorite and my latest one is Abuelitas Remedios, Grandma's Remedies. And at first, I I've been I was even doing that with just word of mouth for years. And I realized after a couple of weeks, I go, why am I doing all this? I don't need to. I had it on the top of my head. It was in the top of my head here, and I was just bellowing it out. And what I came to find out, of course, also is that I needed to have time to share, allowing the other participants to share their experiences or what maybe have they done to change this or that or incorporate this or that.
I think it's part of the enjoyment, like you're saying, of facilitating your groups. It sounds like you're learning from the groups that you're able to facilitate. And
Absolutely.
not only are you helping the community heal, but you're healing yourself still. Because one of the phrases that I always keep near and dear to my heart is that we're always in recovery. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter what point of life you're coming from, you're always in recovery, right? It's one of those things that um sometimes we tend to forget, but life has a beautiful way of reminding you. um,
The
sorry.
common word here is holistically, the whole body.
Yes, ma'am.
The body, I never paid attention before how the brain was connected to the body. It is totally connected, right, everybody? So the
Yeah.
Agree.
word of the day is holistic. Holistic.
And
WHOLE.
and with
Thank
that holistic
you.
approach, Modesta, señorita Modesta, honor us with your insight on what is your favorite group to run, facilitate, whatever word you like to use.
Oh my gosh. Well, like you say, with your talents that you share with your groups is amazing. I would say NAMI first, and I had two groups that they killed me to be on it, NAMI and Promotores, because I share my talents with them, and that's what it make me grow because NAMI is a living experience, and when I talk to the parents about how they care the loved ones with mental illness, oh my gosh, that's what my heart grows and my mind opens, and totally myself I can give with passion to them because what I've been living with my own children. So it's a strong experience, seeing their eyes when they come first at the first moment when they come to the class. I see those family members, parents, they're last, like I used to be when I went there in my first class. So I see myself in them. And then once they start growing through the classes, they've been growing little by little, more and more. And at the sixth or seventh class, I already see them totally different, and that's what I know that it's my experience as a mother with two children with mental illness. I can express myself without no limitations, So my passion is NAMI and also promotores. When used to do my presentations, I can see the people they wanted to really learn what it means depression, what it means bipolar, what it means, alcohol, what did they do, for their families. It's so much need for them to learn, and that's why you feel the anger, the hungry to give them, to let them know that there's a lot of resources there. So with that, I would say, I'm very happy and I'm very good that feelings fulfilled myself to participate in these two strongest groups that I've been doing volunteer work. Yeah.
I do have a real one quick question for the group, and I just want, a real quick answer. Claudia, how many groups do you run in the community?
Four.
Four? Thank you. Yvonne?
Two.
Two. And Miss Modesta, I know that you said you're right now on a little hiatus, a little vacation, but how many
But
do
I
you
do I
run?
do teach, I do run
How
family to
many?
family and grupo de apoyo,
Okay.
de
Thank
NAMI. Yeah.
thank you. And thank you so much. That was my question.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing. I think that's really cool and awesome. I think more, the reason I wanted to ask that question is, we still get a passion out of what we do, Um, uh, a lot of people have told me, but recently I've had this discussion with other people where it's mentioned that you never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you do. And I'm not a clinician or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I really enjoy helping people. And I think for me, it comes through in this manner, putting together this podcast, being able to be here with you guys present. It's a blessing, it's a gift. But I do want to bring in one of the gentlemen who I have very high respect for. I met a long, long time ago when he was walking around with the dinosaurs, and I seen him with his club, and he's taught me a lot of stuff. So I think Mr. Ricardo wanted to ask the group a question as well. Uh-oh, Mr. Ricardo.
Yes, I did, and thank you, Jaime. My battery's going down, so forgive me. I gotta plug in here before it goes down totally.
No worries.
All right. Oh God. All right. So I just first of all want to say, as you can see, this is a live podcast, so things happen, and the good news is you guys are all touching my heart. All of you are out there serving and giving to the community and the families and taking care of business for our loved ones. It just touches really touches my heart because our passion. All of you have the same passion. I can feel your love for what you do in humanity. Mother Earth right now is going through some heavy changes as we speak. And I'm going to ask a pretty heavy question here. That's going to be a positive one, but I know that there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And for you guys to be doing what you're doing, I just want to say, thank you for everything you're doing, Claudia and Modesta and Yvonne, and to all my team. We're all here in the same boat, one family. That's what makes us so special. So sometimes, when you share, when you do things, there's memories, there's things that make you really say, "Wow, man, that was a good group." Because I could vividly remember when Modesta and I, as we teach together, and then support group, she does hers, I'll do mine. Excuse me. Sometimes we do them together. But way back when we started, this was our therapy. I'm gonna be honest with you all, because our kids, we've been through a lot. Excuse me. And with that said, we looked at each other, and after our meetings, we'd just say, "Wow, wasn't that fantastic? Helping another family, helping another peer, another loved one, just is so fulfilling." I don't know about everybody else, but I come out of any of my classes, familia, or grupos de apoyo, or anything. I come out with so much success and so, stories that I want to share with people, but I just tend to hold on to them because it's tough out there. But for us, I would like to ask you all directly, and if it's all right, I'm gonna start with Modesta because I know she has a couple good ones that she might want to remember. But a real one, that touches my heart is when we first started and we did our grupo de apoyo and our classes together. We were nervous and we were a little bit, like like I am now when I'm coughing a little bit. But you know what? It all goes away once you start, and the magic starts, and the love of what you're doing just comes out. So, Modesta, can you tell me right now in front of everybody one of your most precious moments, one of your most memorable success stories in your grupos de apoyo or any of your classes?
Ooh, yes. um, my most memorable success in my group is when I went to Washington D.C. and I got my certificate to become a state trainer. That was, oh my gosh, that was a very big success for me. Because I always feel like I'm a volunteer here, I'm a volunteer there, but when you when you educate yourself to do something for the community, it means a lot to me, especially education. Because, I taught my kids, you have to go to school, you have to get educated, you have to go and get better jobs, better life, better everything. So I'm here as a mom with 7 children and my husband is working all the time, and make me feel like when he told me, yeah, baby, go for it and support me all the time, 100% and things that I do in the community. My God, that's like open doors. There is the door. Go ahead, do it. You know. So it makes me feel very successful when I got my certificate as a state trainer, and also promotores. Promotores, that was my big success because it was one of the beginners of going through into the community, like I said, into the community, knocking doors and teaching the people, this is what can we offer for you. Get help, and that's what it makes me feel very successful. My promotore certificate and my Washington D.C. certificate for NAMI, it was great. I mean, it made me feel fulfilled, you know fulfill on the way that I can give myself and totally to these two programs that I can help the community and help my own family. That was wonderful. And see my 2 children recovery from it. I mean, what else I want, What else I want? So this is it. That's my answer for you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Who wants to
Oh,
go
thank
next?
you. And Yvonne or Claudia, if you'd like to chime in, we appreciate it.
Okay, I have three. One of those is 2050 is I remember like really clear. Is time. I'm teaching the like 8:30 in the morning, so it's really hot morning, and I see a little girl from Chile, homeless, no shoes, no clothes, naked. But I said, you know what? It's really hot, and they don't have a shoes. I don't get, and this is not that they don't have a clothes, but it's like really hot. So I ran to the office or social something like that, and they provide me shoes for her. And I when I came to the room, I said, "Hey, you know what? This is your shoe." And the lady told me, the name is Josefina. But this is a shoes for it's for men. I am a woman. Oh my God! So I write like, okay, so and then I give you a dress and a nice shoes for women, and it's a really really a big story. Like one of, and this is one. The another one is when um I really worked really really hard for, I want to say 3 or 4 years to prepare the conference for promotoras. And when the promotoras conference is the day, I see too many people, like 300. I
Mm.
said, and I said, you know what? Wow, I did it. I worked really, really hard for the community. And then, like Modesta said, this is the resource for you. This is the help for you. Take it. And the other one is like I say, I work in Placita Alberta, and I have a peer with no home. They have a diabetic. They have a lot of problems with the kidneys, and I always say, you know what? Go to the general hospital. Go to general hospital. Go to the general hospital. And he went to the general hospital, and they helped him to find a home, a nurse. Also, this like a lot, and this is the three my memorable moments from support groups.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That is marvelous. Thank you, Claudia. It touches our hearts. You are, sharing your, your story, but more when you're giving somebody a little hope by even a pair of shoes or just buying them lunch or giving them a little hope. That is a mark of a person who's really serving, a caregiver. So now we're gonna go to Yvonne. Yvonne, can you give me a success story that you may want to share with us?
I just want to share real quick one remedio, one remedy, because I know that time's of essence. So there is something that I had learned. I didn't really know it either. And it happened about a month ago. So I learned about, I had heard about the lymphatic system. I don't know where I was. And I said, you know what? I want to look into it. So what I come to find out, we have a lymph nodes all over our body. I get blown away every time I myself learn something new. So I'll leave it at that. And thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you, Miss
I
Yvonne.
like that. I think I'll pass it on to Alicia. I think she may have something she might want to ask the team.
Yeah, you know what? And I know that we're approaching that time. I know that we all have a lot of other things to get to, but I just want to, if you can really quickly, I know that all of the wonderful things that you are doing, you run these groups, and during your initiation of these groups, you went through some hoops to get where you're at now, right? Just to get your groups up and running, to have the attendance that you wanted at your groups, to have the participation, to have the diversity in your groups. You went through all of these barriers. Um, and we all have wishes and dreams and whatnot, right? To make our jobs better, our home life better, our anything that we do in life, we always want, to do things better, but sometimes we don't have that specific thing. If you could wish for anything, maybe one thing that would help you run your groups much better, what would that be? You know, just one thing. Just think about it like, oh my God, you know what? I'm doing the remedios, my abuelitos remedios. I'm doing the NAMI. I'm doing promotoras. I'm doing the two groups at project at the core uh, centrito at Plaza Olvera. But I wish I had blank, and that would make my group better. What would that be? Let's start with Yvonne.
Okay. I would love if DMH added our Zoom to that website. I would love, and this is how I found out about Project Return. I found it at the library.
Mhm.
We need to go as a group and create an event because now even my own library is finally open, since the pandemic. So I remember Project Return walked in there, had this event going on. Only I showed up, but that's okay. with that one person, me, I have multiplied now from that point, and that was like the same 5, 6 years ago. So I want to say, library events for all of us as a group, sharing our experience, and hopefully, audience will be interested enough to hear what we have to say, and they might realize, hey, there's a calling for them, and they could be doing what we're doing, and we need to multiply this because that's a whole wellness thing. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So what I heard from you, Yvonne, is getting some DMH possible linkage into our virtual platforms and getting out and doing these types of groups into maybe county library. Just getting out there and doing these groups widespread county. Thank you. Miss Modesta, if I had blank, my groups would be better. What's the blank?
Well, I will say money, funding, money,
Okay.
grants, but also it's very strong to be a supporter first yourself, and then invite others. So put the example is very important.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Modesta. So I'm assuming money is to maybe, purchase materials to run flyers, copy
Yes,
flyers, to
yes,
purchase maybe some incentives for people to participate in the groups. Your
correct.
gas money here and there. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Esta
Thank you. How
caso
about you,
partida
Claudia?
de money to DMH. To
Thank you.
help promotores.
Claudia?
That'll be good.
For black, I have only two things:
Okay.
love and empathy.
Ah, good.
Because I have a pandemic and no space, no money, no nothing. But you need love and empathy.
Love and empathy. That would make the groups much, much better.
Much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it's really difficult having, been in mental health for a number of years, a long time. That means 10 plus, right? Um, Along here with my partners with Erica and Jaime, I understand how difficult it is sometimes to run support groups. I ran groups many years for Enki mental health, and yes, it was challenging. Sometimes it was challenging. Um, it could create some stress for yourself as a facilitator of the group. But when you're doing it with passion and that that if you could just turn around that one person, everything is better, right? You had a success for today. And without, I want to now just kind of give Mr. Jaime Gomez our last opportunity here before we close out this podcast for today. Um, and just want to say thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your successes with us today. It is so, so appreciated. I know that you all have busy schedules, all have to run out and help our community again, be out there tonight. But thank you so much. And without further ado, I'm going to give it to Jaime, who's, I think, has the last closing statements here.
Thank you so much, Alicia. And I'm just gonna be an echo chamber for you and everybody here. I want to thank Miss Modesta, Miss
Thank you.
Claudia Razo, who I've learned to appreciate. Yvonne is awesome. Mr. Ricardo Pulido, Señorita Erika, and yourself. I just want to thank you all for being here
Thank you.
again. Really appreciate you all joining us here on our fifth episode podcast. I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this and have wonderful people like you share your wonderful stories, which encourage our community. And I hate using this cliche, but saying si se puede and showing them how we can do it. As community, we were able to do this, with some support, but also on our own. And I think that takes a lot. So, with that said, we'll see you all next time. Thank you all for joining us. And again, farewell from Service Area 7, Department of Mental Health. And thank you all again for being here.